Question of the day, do I get bored playing video games? The answer is right after this. Okay, so do I get bored playing video games? Of course I do. I mean, you know, I really get bored playing video games now. This is not, I think it's a half and half split where, you know, when I was younger, back in the video games was like around the PS3 era. That's when the good games was good. OTC here. That's when games was good for me. I was happy being a gamer at that time. I remember that was when I was working at Target and I was in college still. And that's when the industry wasn't pushing like battle royales hard and, you know, those fuck multiplayers, you know. I mean, you had Call of Duty, but it wasn't, you know, that far off in obscurity with the BRs out there and shit, you know. I think Fortnite was still around, I think, or maybe that was years later, I'm not sure, but it wasn't as big when I was playing them because pretty much single player games was still peak at that time, you know. Now it's like I'm getting older and I'm like wondering like, damn, where are the good games at? I have to find some good games or games that been developed by a particular game dev will come out with a game and then I'll blind order it, you know, like the Grand Theft Autos or even the Call of Duties, you know. But at that time I was playing Call of Duty for the single player campaign and then I go to the multiplayer. Yeah, I am bored with certain games, not all of them. I mean, there are some hidden gems like Death Stranding. I played that game just because I played the first game and I liked the first game and I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. Hideo Kojima did it again. I'm a big fan of Hideo. This is because he created Metal Gear and I love Metal Gear. I remember my first Metal Gear Solid game that I ever played was the first one. Came out for the original PlayStation. I didn't really get it because at first I played the demo of Metal Gear Solid 1 and then I was in high school when Metal Gear Solid 1 came out because I think that game came out like 96. That seems about right, 96. So I was at the bus stop waiting for the cheese to come up to take us to school. And I asked one of my friends, was like, how the hell do you play Metal Gear Solid? And then he was like, oh yeah, it's a stealth game. And I was like, the fuck is that? Stealth? That's the first time I ever heard that term, stealth. And he was like, sneaky. I'm like, oh, wow. It's not running. Cause back in them times in the late 90s when I was a teenager, I was like so used to the games where you had a run and gun. If those were the games that was out, it was mostly a dude with a gun killing people like Contra. So this was like the first game that you actually have to be patient and use your stealthiness to navigate through the map. I'm like, okay, so and I have good pace. I can sit and wait till the cows come home, baby. That shit was not a problem for me. A lot of people, they don't have that fucking they don't have that aspect in their personality to be patient. So of course they're gonna go, this is boring, I don't like this, you know what I'm saying? But but I had the patience. So I was like, okay, so I followed direction, used a little bit of stealth, waited for that elevator to come down or whatever, and as soon as I left and progressed through that first area of Metal Gear Solid when the game opened up, I was like, this is like a movie. It's like a movie. And I think that's when I fell in love with games with storytelling based on Metal Gear Solid 1. And then the Uncharted series, I think Uncharted should have ended at 3. I played all of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and even Golden Abyss that came out for the Vita. So I'm a big fan of action adventure storytelling games, single player. That's my niche of what I like to play. And then, you know, I only like to play multiplayer games when I get off of work, but I haven't been playing those because it don't have enough substance for me. You know, my most recent game that I've beaten is Death Stranding 2. And right now I'm playing it on the PC now because, you know, it came out on the PC. But when I first played it, I was like, I played the first one. The first one was awesome. I was still living at home with mom when I played the first one. Bought Death Stranding 2 as a home warming gift for myself, and I can't really see it because it's like my TV is like on the wall. I got my little cockpit chair over there. I was just playing that vanilla on the PS5, and I beat it. That's the only game I beat recently. So it's particular games that I have played where I will beat the game, but the majority of the game I'm not going to beat the shit because I lose interest. And I think back at myself, which I'm doing a lot lately. If I buy this game, am I going to beat it, or I'm going to waste my money? I'm just buying games, just putting it on the virtual shelf and like saying that I got it. I don't know, man. These games are a bit boring now, especially a lot of people is buying or downloading these multiplayer games with no story. They just want to play with some friends, and that's the trend right now. And me, I'm not a part of that whole era. I came from play by yourself games with a story era, and I get bored playing video games. So it's a matter of the situation that I'm in that I feel like that. So anyway, what is your favorite game that you like play? Comment below. Hit that like and subscribe. Click on that bell too.